you. This broadcast is a production of the Oneida Indians Network and the Oneida Special School District. No part of the audio or video from this broadcast may be redistributed or retransmitted without express written consent from the Oneida Special School District.
following is a presentation of the Oneida Indians Network in collaboration with the IH Sports Network and South Fork Network.
And welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, to J.T. Britton Field on the campus of Oliver Springs High School here in Oliver Springs, Tennessee. It is District 2A Tournament semifinal time here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. Bo Kidd and Lucas Laxton here with you this evening as we are able to bring you this semifinal action here in the District 2A Tournament here, and special thanks once again to our game sponsors for the evening, First National Bank. They're in Oneida, Huntsville, Helenwood, Winfield, everywhere that there is in Scott County. Thank you to First National Bank for allowing us to get this on the air this evening. Lucas, this is a matchup of district foes, of course, from earlier on in the season where Oneida had this one slip away from us very late in the ball game. I believe it was only about 50 seconds left when Oliver Springs got a game winner to take a 2-1 win over the Lady Indians earlier on this year.
Absolutely. You look at that game, obviously the only goal from Oneida coming off the foot of Ava Kate Billingsley very early in that one in the first half, I think about 10 or so minutes in, and saw a very even physical battle throughout the first half. Oliver Springs comes off hot in the second half. They get that first goal, and it's just a battle throughout. And like you said, you get to about 50 seconds remaining. Kylie Moss slips through the defense, finds a lane, and crushes one in the top left corner. Oneida ends up falling 2-1 in that one. So the Indians looking for revenge tonight.
This is the 2-3 matchup in the District 2A tournament. Oneida, the 3 seed, coming in with an overall record of 5-7-2 on the season. They got here with a 4-0 victory last evening against the Lady Blue Devils of Harriman. Oliver Springs at 6-7 on the season, got the first round bye, and of course this is a matchup, a rematch from last year as well, as the Lady Indians came down here and in very dramatic fashion got the win over Oliver Springs in a shootout where, you saw it right here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network last year. Very exciting ball game here on J.T. Britton Field.
Absolutely. You saw Cameron Stiltner come up big in those PKs. Called her a senior last year. She's a junior, but she's a senior this year, and I expect that same amount of confidence going into if you were to see another PK situation. I think the Indians are prepared for that.
Lady Indians at full strength this time against Oliver Springs. Last time they met, they were without a couple of players. Those two ladies in the starting lineup this evening against the Bobcats. We're going to take a 2-minute break. Come back. We'll talk about the schedules for these two teams, and the starting lineups will be coming around shortly. Also, first half action right around the corner here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Congratulations to the South Fork Physical Therapy Class of 2026. Through the years, it has been our privilege to be a part of these young people's lives. To all of these seniors, Highlanders, and Indians, we wish you a lifetime of health and happiness. Thank you for allowing South Fork Physical Therapy to be a part of your journey.
Vigilance Security and Technology offers cutting-edge security solutions tailored for industrial, commercial, and residential spaces. With our 4K resolution cameras, expert installation, and comprehensive networking services, you'll experience unparalleled clarity and peace of mind. Secure your future with the team that goes the extra mile. Call Vigilance today. 423-286-3533.
Danny's Drugs has been dedicated to providing patients with quality healthcare services since 1966. From our beginnings as a fountain drugstore to our current location on the 4th Lane in Oneida, one thing has remained the same: exceptional service. Our staff of highly motivated and carefully trained professionals understand your needs and respond to them in a personal and friendly manner. Our staff works together as a team to provide the finest patient care available. That's Danny's Drugs, putting patients first since 1966.
Scenic Foods is about freshness, with meat cut in-store daily and special cut upon request. A deli that offers fresh meats and cheeses sliced to your choosing. A produce department offering fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course a full line of competitively priced groceries to meet your weekly shopping needs. Scenic Foods is about value and convenience. Don't have time to cook supper? Try our cheese sticks, pizza, and wings, as well as our fresh-made desserts and side dishes. Need to fill an empty pantry? We have all you need at Scenic Foods, located at 7352 Baker Highway in Huntsville.
Back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network, Lady Indians and Lady Bobcats of Oliver Springs getting ready to get started here. Just about 6.5 minutes is what it says here on our scoreboard. Lucas, let's take a look at the schedules for these two teams going into tonight. Oliver Springs actually 2-4 in their last, 2-4 in their last 6 games. That includes losses at home against William Blount, at home against Eagleton, who, of course, is your District 2A regular season champion. They had that 2-1 win at Oneida, a 9-1 loss at Carnes. They did their last win coming back on October the 2nd at Maryville Christian, and then a 6-0 loss at Kingston exactly a week ago from today. Now, the Indians in a little similar situation, but they are 3-3 in their last 6 losses. At Eagleton 1-0, a loss against Cumberland County 2-0. They did have a 4-1 victory against Greenback at home on September the 23rd. The 2-1 loss, of course, to Oliver Springs, but are riding a 2-game winning streak. Both of those against Harriman. One of those there at Riverfront Park in Harriman, and then, of course, last night in the District 2A tournament quarterfinals here to advance to this match right here. Two teams that are sort of in unfamiliar territory, both being under 500 at this point of the season.
I just want to point something out statistically wise. Oliver Springs has scored 36 goals on the season, which is a pretty good number for a high school team. You don't see a lot of high scoring games from these teams, and you look across their schedule, they're pretty consistent with the goal scoring. Just want to point out, Kinsey and Kylie Moss. Kylie with 16 goals on the season, Kinsey with 13.
Yeah, responsible for 29 of the 36 goals. That shows you where the bulk of the offense for the Lady Bobcats comes from. The Lady Indians, on the other hand, 13 games, only 24 goals this season for the Lady Indians, but 6 of those, a quarter of those goals coming from the freshman at the top of the box in Addison Cross.
Absolutely. Coming off a hat trick in the last game.
Correct. So first hat trick of the season for a Lady Indian, and that was last night once again against Harriman. The coaches and players meeting at midfield as they decide who is going to have the who's going to start with the ball and everything else. Lucas, once again, take a look at those statistics and look over a little bit with for us for Oneida on the day.
Like we talked about, Addison Cross leads the way with 6 goals. She's the Indians' leading goal scorer. But other than that, across the board, across the board, a very evenly split offense. You know, you look at that next 2 closest goal scorers, you've got Addison Douglas with 3 on the season, Jaden Harness with 3 as well. A sophomore and a junior there. So a lot of the offense coming from younger players. Addison Cross, obviously a sophomore. Larissa Jones has 2 goals on the season for herself, but she's played a heavily important role in the defense. Like we talked about, 24 goals in the season, not what we're used to seeing. We're used to seeing high goal-scoring seasons from the Lady Indians, kind of in a new territory like we talked about for them and Oliver Springs. A lot of good goals, just a lot of defensive errors there for the Lady Indians on their schedule. Statistic-wise, let's take a look at the goalkeepers. Obviously, Cameron Stiltner in goal for the Lady Indians this season. I believe she has 150 saves on the season.
Who's this?
Cameron Stiltner.
But let's be honest, she has faced a lot of shots on the year. But if you take a look at that save percentage, not a bad save percentage at all whatsoever. She's allowed, what is it? I believe it's 12.
She's allowed 12.5 shots to a goal, so that's pretty good for a keeper.
Yeah, absolutely. And 156 saves. Once again, you talked about 150 saves. That's 12 and a half a game That's phenomenal numbers back there for Cameron Stiltner. Giving up, wish I could find that. I'd have to look at the schedule to get that. Let's see here. 1, 7, 8, 12, 16, 17, 19, 20, 20. Giving up 22 goals in 13 games. So not a bad situation at all whatsoever. That's less than 2 a game that the Lady Indians are giving up on the year. And you have to remember, a lot of those early on in the season, those were a little more lopsided against Oneida than probably would indicate in your statistics as well. There was a 6-0 loss to Sevier County in there. There was also a 4-0 loss against Carter, 4-0 loss against White House Heritage. Remember, those 2 games were over at the Smoky Mountain Cup, where the Lady Indians had a daunting schedule in that 2-day span as they played White House, Carter, and Franklin Christian Academy over those 3 days. That was one of the by far one of the tougher Smoky Mountain Cups that the Lady Indians have participated in the last 5 years.
Absolutely, great teams in that Smoky Mountain Cup, and I think that that's going to show in this as we get to postseason play. You play those tough teams early in the schedule to get that kind of mistakes across. You see good competition, it makes you better. Real quick, just want to look at Jalen Bridges as well. Only allowed 7 goals on the year.
Yeah, but I don't know. I will say this, and that's not, and this is just speculation. Their defense, the front line in front of Jalen Bridges has been very, very good this year for Oliver Springs. I don't know if she's faced as many shots as Cameron Stiltner has on the season. Now, in turn, though, I will say this. This District 2A tournament is about as wide open as it could be. Remember, the other matchup tonight is Eagleton against Greenback. Greenback upset Eagleton just 2 weeks ago on Eagleton's own field, 2-0. So this tournament could be very quickly flip-flopped in the blink of an eye this evening.
Absolutely. Yeah, you talked about it. Bridges only facing 5.8 shots per goal, so only 75 saves on the season. So she's not facing the volume of shots that Stiltner is, but I think that she's making good saves when she does face shots.
We're going to take a break here momentarily, and we're going to have our national anthem. And now momentarily your starting lineups will come up here. We'll start it off with the Lady Indians. There's your starting lineups for this evening as we get ready for the first half of action here between the Bobcats of Oliver Springs and the Indians of Oneida. Of course, the two prolific goal scorers for the Lady Bobcats. Once again, Kylie Moss, Kenzie Moss, the junior sisters from Oliver Springs have been a terror for defenses all throughout the season thus far for Oliver Springs. Of course, once again, for the Lady Indians, you're going to have to look at the youth up top, as it is Addison Cross and Ava Kate Billingsley, your two at the top this evening for the Lady Indians. You're also going to have to look for the speed in the middle of Larissa Jones. She's going to make a big impact, I believe, in this one this evening. Also, Brayley Douglas and Julie Chambers. Remember, that's Addison Douglas. I apologize. Addison Douglas and Julie Chambers. That is two Lady Indians that were not in the starting lineup the last time these two teams played.
Absolutely. You know, they were suffering from some injury in that last match, so they're looking to make the difference here for the Lady Indians tonight.
Oneida will start off the game with possession. They are in their road whites with orange numerals, orange shorts, and white socks. Oliver Springs in the home blacks with purple numerals and a white trim. 40 minutes are on the clock. They're double-checking, making sure everybody's ready to go. And Oneida will start off the game with possession, moving right to left on your screen, and we are underway. Larissa Jones gets the opening kick. She's going to try to play something through quickly up to Addison Cross, and here's Oliver Springs trying to bounce quickly. And here is the Mosses working their way through, and there's Larissa Jones trying to fight off quickly. Making the turn is Kinley Moss. She's going to put a shot on, but it's going to go wide, and it will be a goal kick for the Lady Indians. Oliver Springs looking to start off quickly in this one. Taking the goal kick is going to be Julie Chambers as she boots it away. Lefty comes to Douglas, but it's taken away quickly, and all of a sudden here's Kylie Moss back with it. She looks back into Kenzie Moss, who's going to put on a shot, and here is Cameron Stiltner to scoop this one up. Nice boot all the way to midfield. This one's going to get passed and back up to Oliver Springs. It gets played into the middle of the field. This is Kenzie Moss. It gets booted away from her. Now Maria Smith with it. Looking over to Lainey McCarter. This was deflected off of Oneida. It's going to be a throw-in for Oliver Springs right here on the near sideline just beyond midfield. Taking the throw will be Shinny Weber. Her name is Shenandoah, but apparently they call her Shinny. Weber looks into the middle. It's deflected by Jones. And now boot up. Taken away. There's Zoe Terry with it. Terry has played a big role for the Lady Indians as of late for Oneida. Here's Douglas on the deflection. Kenzie Moss looks up to Kylie Moss. Back into Kenzie. Nice work back and forth. And Pike cannot get to that. It's going to be a corner kick for Oliver Springs early. Just 2 minutes in. Taking the corner is going to be Kenzie Moss. Oneida packing the box. They have 7 defenders. 8 defenders, I apologize. That corner never gets across, and it's going to be a goal kick for Oneida.
I think it's a smart decision to pack the box like that for Oneida. You don't want to let any of these talented Oliver Springs players get free in that space. Want to put your keeper in the best position. I think load the box like that is the best way to do it.
Julie Chambers boots it away, goes up to Ava Kate Billingsley. Now going to be booted away, and here's Jones trying to work through one defender. And now here comes Oliver Springs. They're going to try to work it outside, and it's Moss. One of the Mosses. Julie Chambers going to boot this one up. Headed on by Oliver Springs. Brings it back down. Here's Zoe Terry. Touches. Douglas keeps it in. Looks up for Terry. If Terry can get to it, they've got a little bit of an opening. Now they're going to play into some space. Here's the run on by both Ava Kate Billingsley and Addison Cross. Neither one. There's some feet tangled up, and it's going to be a throw-in for Oneida. Looked like Terry was going to take it. It's going to be Douglas, though. Here's Addison. Nice deep throw-in. Deflected. Down to Oliver Springs, and now here's Kenzie Moss with it. Moss looks in to Sister Kylie, back out to Kinsey. Now they play it to the middle, and this one's going to play all the way back, and here is Cameron Lee going to have to make it up to the outside. She does. Here's Zoe Terry, tries to go inside to Larissa Jones. Now here's Moss. And now Julie Chambers going to boot it deep. I'm going to say headed on, but more faced on right there. And now here's Larissa Jones. She's going to play a ball into some space, but out to come and get that one is Jalen Bridges.
I like the thought there by Jones, just kind of a little bit step behind is Addison Cross. Bridges comes off her lines, makes a great secure.
Yeah, the Lady Indians have got to try to play into space and make that quick run on to try to get behind the defense of Oliver Springs to make this work. Missed touch over there on the far side by the Lady Indians will give a throw in to Oliver Springs.
Tough back line to get past. Most of the time you want to get, like you said, that open space because you're not going to get past them with a move.
Nearly 5 minutes into this one. We're still knotted up, 0-0. This one's a tough touch by Oliver Springs. Throw in for the Lady Indians just on their side, or on their defensive side of midfield. Here's Cross with it. Cross gets surrounded by 3 Lady Bobcats, and now here's Jones going to deflect one up, boot it up into some space, and here's Oliver Springs. They look up. Here's Kylie Moss with it. Jones stabs at it. Moss gets past her. And now here's Maddie Pike. She's going to battle hard with it. And here is now Cameron Lee. Trying to run that down is Raylan Blevins. She does keep it in. Now here's a push for Oneida past midfield. Addison Cross makes a move to the inside. Now tries to play something into the middle for Ava Kate Billingsley. It's deflected out. And here comes Oliver Springs. Deflected once again. Headed on. Jones plays it to the outside. Trying to look for Addison Cross. It's going to be a throw in for Oliver Springs. As we are 5.5 minutes into this one, still scoreless. Special thanks once again to our game sponsors for the evening, First National Bank, as they were gracious enough to help us get this on the air this evening here for postseason play. Here's a pass in to Maria Smith. Smith looking for Moss. Now here's Julie Chambers. She's going to try to make her way out with it. She's going to boot it up and get it out of bounds, but forced to throw in back a little bit further for Oliver Springs. Throwing it in is going to be Weber.
Smart play there by Chambers to get that one out of the box and away from the center of the field to make it any sort of a shot difficult. Good clearance.
Pike clears it out. Here's Jones. Now Jones trying to find some space to run on, and she does find some space to the outside. Here she goes up the right side. Can she track it down? No, it's going to go out of bounds. Throw in for the Lady Bobcats.
I think if you're Carly Gallagher, that's a sigh of relief that you don't have to run step for step with Larissa Jones. So
the gazelle that is Larissa Jones running down the sidelines. Here is Oneida trying to play something into the middle, looking for Ava Kate Billingsley. Here's Jones. She's going to fire one off from about 35 yards out. It's going to go well wide and force a goal kick for Oliver Springs.
Talked about it to her last night while I was shooting highlights, and said, I think that if you can get that ball kind of curved in, I think that will be a good weapon for Oz. So she told me she'd work on it, try and get one for us tonight. So
you've got a couple dangerous boots from deep right there for the Indians. You've got Larissa Jones who can pound one out from about 30, 35, no doubt about it. And then, of course, you also have Julie Chambers, who is as dangerous of a left foot as you're going to find here in the district. This one's going to go over the head of Pike, and now Cameron Lee's going to have to try to chase this one down, but Kylie Moss is right there. She's going to have to force a throw-in for Oliver Springs. Good recovery by Cameron Lee in that situation. Now here's Weber with the throw. She's going to go in quickly, looking in for Moss. Kenzie Moss, shot deflected off the back of her own teammate, and it'll be a goal kick for Oneida. Right now, first 7.5 minutes of this one, offensively, it's been dominated by the Lady Bobcats.
Absolutely, and then we talked about it pregame, those Moss twins, they're looking for each other all the time, and they're just so fast and so talented on the ball, they're hard to stop.
The bad part about the Moss twins, you still got them another season. Here's Kinley Moss. She's going to put one on, now taking back off to Moss. Right there, though, nice defensive effort there by Maddie Pike. Jones looks up, tough touch there by Addison Cross. She has to go back. She does get it away, comes back now, and here is Rory Blevins with it, far side. Gets past one defender, Don't let it get too much of a touch. This one deflected out. Oneida now with a little bit of a push. You've got to throw in now about 20 yards away from the goal.
Nice touch there by Sarah Dunlap.
Ball thrown in. It's going to go to the feet of Cross. Cross trying to defend off. She makes a nice turn to the goal line. Going to be poked out once again. Another throw in for Oneida now deep into their offensive third. Throw comes in hard to Cross. Now back to Raylan Blevins. She's looking back. There's Jones. Jones puts a one touch off, deflects it hard off of a defender for Oliver Springs. Running it down is Douglas. Can she get to it? Great speed. And this one's going to track over the line. It will be a throw in for Oliver Springs, but nice hustle there by Addison Douglas.
A phenomenal effort to try and keep that one in. She almost got there.
Kenzie Moss with the throw. Actually, substitution going to come into the ball game. It's Rihanna Craze. She's going to enter the game for Oliver Springs. She's going to replace Kinley Fox. Now the throw by Kenzie Moss. Goes to Zoe Terry. Now here's Douglas. Douglas having to fight off Moss. And now here is Jaden Harness. Harness. Tough touch there to Raylan Blevins. And now to the far side goes Laney McCarter. Taken away by Blevins. Poked up. Headed on. Still 50-50 ball. Here's Blevins with it. And now cleared all the way up by Kenzie Moss. Running it down is going to be, that is Cameron Lee on the far side. She does deflect it off of Kylie Moss, and it will be a throw-in for the Lady Indians. Throws it in quickly, goes to Jaden Harness. Now here is Cameron Lee. Gets it past Moss. Up the sideline. Deflected off, throw in for the Lady Indians.
Another interesting thing I want to point out about the Moss twins, they don't really have a set position. They just play all over the field.
They are true rovers. Is about the best way to describe them, as Jones fires off a shot from about 36 yards out. This one sails wide right. It'll be a goal kick for the Lady Bobcats.
And I like that confidence to take that shot. You know, you've got a talented keeper in between the pipes for the Lady Bobcats and Jalen Bridges. You got to put something on frame, though, to try and test that keeper.
And this is Kenzie Moss coming back. As you talked about, that rover position, basically. She's come back to take the goal kick. Plays it up into the middle of the field. Off of the knees of Pike. Here's Addison Cross trying to get to it. This one headed on by Pike. Going to the outside is Jaden Bridges. And this one's going to be deflected out off the foot of Aubrey Reed. Throw in for the Lady Indians. It's headed on. Back down. And now to the feet of Kylie Moss. Moss drops it back to Sister Kinsey. Back to Kylie. Back to Kinsey in the middle of the field. Deflection out by Zoe Terry. Now here's Kylie Moss with it once again. She's trying to play up. Now here's Zoe Terry. Zoe looking up. Makes a move past one defender. Plays a through ball looking for Addison Cross. This one's going to get deflected out. And now up to Moss once again. Kylie Moss will just put it out of bounds. It'll be a throw in for Oneida, far side of the field, about the 30-yard line.
We talked about how much of the possession has been Oliver Springs, but the reason for that is they overload on the side of the ball so well. You see 7 black jerseys always around the ball.
Here's Cross playing it back. She finds Douglas. Douglas looking to some space here near side. Runs it down. Keeps it in. Now it's going to track out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for Oliver Springs, but it is deep in their defensive third. The question is can Oneida keep them pinned here? Not sure where Johnny's going to. There he is. Johnny Markham up on our camera for the night. Here's Zoe Terry. She's going to have it deflected off of her knee and out of bounds. It'll be another throw-in for Oliver Springs, and they're going to try to work quickly up the sidelines. Working. There's Zoe Terry once again. And now here's Oliver Springs. They're going to work quick. Makes the turn. They're looking for Kylie Moss. This one deflected up, and here's Moss with it. Jones takes it away. Off to Cross. Cross makes a nice turn. Here's Blevins. Blevins looks to the outside now, looking for Jones. Jones making the run up the far side. Runs it down. Tries to go through a defender. Makes a cross into the middle, stepped on, taken away, booted out of bounds, and it'll be a throw in for Oneida. Quickly, look at the difference there for Oliver Springs. As soon as they get it in the back, they're looking to get it completely away from the goal as quickly as possible. Here's Cross. Makes the turn, goes to her left, gets in the box, looking for that left foot. If she could get a boot on it, had a possibility. And now here's Oliver Springs trying to make the transition. No, here's Harness. She boots it back up. Now cleared away. Here's Douglas with it. Goes with her left foot, turns, makes a drop back, goes to Julie Chambers. Julie Chambers, that dangerous left foot. And that was a hard shot off the face of Maria Smith. Here's Chambers again. She's going to try to play one up deep. Goes through to Ava Kate Billingsley, who was the goal scorer the last time for Oneida. Here's Cross. Plays it into Zoe Terry. Zoe Terry plays one off. Here's a shot by Ava Kate Billingsley, and it's saved by Jalen Bridges.
Just a good, constant level of pressure from the Lady Indians. They may have lost the ball for a moment, but they never gave up on the possession. That's the kind of pressure that they're going to need to score on a talented keeper like Jalen Bridges.
Bridges with a short boot on this one, takes a nice hop, gets to midfield. Now taken away, and here's Jones. Jones taken down from behind. They're going to say the ball was struck first, though, and now here's a clearance. Here's Jones now. She's back up. She's moving quickly up the outside. She's going to try to beat a foot race with Kenzie Moss. Moss somehow gets a foot on it and was able to get out in front of Larissa Jones. Now back to Jones. Jones marking up Kenzie Moss. Moss tries to look upfield, deflected out by Jaden Harness, and it will be a throw-in for Oliver Springs. Far side of the field, just near midfield, and it'll be Kenzie Moss to take the throw. 25 minutes to play here in the first half, just under. We're still scoreless here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. We thank you all for joining us here this evening. This was a quick throw, and nice quick throw-in by Oneida, trying to force the hand of Oliver Springs quickly. This one deflected away. Zoe Terry was on the run with it. Now here's Douglas. She's going to run down Maria Smith. Makes a nice turn. Looks up. Finds Ava Kate Billingsley. Goes outside to Terry. Terry trying to go with the 1-2 pass quickly. And now here comes the transition game of Oliver Springs. But the hustle back of Zoe Terry gets it back for Oneida. Julie Chambers with a clearance out. Here's Terry with it once again, trying to get behind the defense. She deflects one off. Here's Ava Kate Billingsley. She's going to get behind her defender. Works it into the box. Clear it out. Here's Zoe Terry. She's got it inside the box. Goes left foot, deflected off of Oliver Springs. Can they keep it in? They do. They do boot it out, and it's going to be a throw-in for Oneida deep. Zoe Terry to take the throw. She throws it in, looking back for Douglas. Out of bounds, another throw in, this one for the Indians. It'll be Douglas taking it this time. Throws a deep ball in, but no one there making the run, and it'll be gobbled up in the box by Jalen Bridges. Nice boot out by Bridges this time. Goes under the feet of, I believe that was Blevins. Yes, I was correct. Now up the sidelines, here comes Jaden Harness. Harness playing a ball into some space. Nice run there by Addison Cross. Can she get to it? And it's going to be booted out. Nice defense by Oliver Springs, but quickly the ball transitions back into Oneida's attack.
See, I like that play because even though Addison never made a touch on the ball, her being close enough there forces Oliver Springs to kick that ball out and clear it away, which gives the Oneida Indians a throw.
That's off of Oliver Springs, and now it's going to force a corner kick.
Just that constant pressure like we talked about, Bo. They're forcing Oliver Springs to make mistakes.
Raylyn Blevins will take the corner from the far corner. Raylyn, normally our corner kick taker there from the right side. Had a little trouble last night getting some air under that one. There's plenty of air under this one. Gets out. It's going to go off of Oliver Springs. It should force. No, they're going to say a goal kick. Thought that went off a defender last. We've got a couple of subs coming in. Oliver Springs sending in number 3. I do not have a number 3. Not sure who that is for Oliver Springs. Oh, thank you. Mackenzie Myers.
I believe she was injured at the last time we played, so I believe that was why she was not on our roster.
Also, Kendall Duncan comes in for Oneida. Ball goes all the way back to Julie Chambers. Brings it to her left. She's going to be forced off, though, by Kylie Moss. And now here's Moss making the run. Nice defense, though, by Chambers. Able to get back to it, takes it away, and all of a sudden Moss comes up a little slow. Here's Kenzie Moss. This one's mistouched by Kendall Duncan. Duncan trying to run it down. Still staying in front. Forcing now. Here's Kenzie Moss going back outside looking for sister Kylie. Here's Jones. Now she finds some open space, and she is on the run. To the outside, right side, and she's going to make the run all the way up the right side. Forces pass, gets past one defender, stays another. Was it poked out? They're going to say yes, it was poked out off of Oliver Springs, and a corner kick. What a transition by Larissa Jones. She took that one 60 yards on her own and forces a corner.
Absolutely. She just knew that ball was in danger, but then she takes the ball away and sees, hey, I've got all this green space. I'm going to run onto this, and brings up a corner for the Lady Indians.
Deflected, booted back in, going back post. No one there. It's going to go out of bounds, and it will be a throw-in for Oliver Springs here on the near sideline. We are halfway through in the first half. We are still knotted up 0-0 in this an absolute battle right now between your 2 and 3 seeds here in District 2A. Kenzie Moss looking for sister Kylie. Kylie now working her way through. Kendall Duncan looks up. This one gets all the way up to Mackenzie Myers. Now here's Julie Chambers going to play some defense. She turns around, boots it upfield, forces a throw in by the Lady Bobcats. Taking the throw is going to be Weber. Weber, I apologize. Here's Kylie Moss. Moss deflects, or the shot deflected, goes back into the awaiting arms of, Cameron Stiltner.
I believe that really has been the first real opportunity Oliver Springs has had.
Except for the first 3 minutes. Remember, they had a couple of shots on goal early. Here's Zoe Terry.
But regardless, Lady Indians defense doing an incredible job kind of keeping them up.
What a boot by Chambers. Flipping fields quickly. Oliver Springs. They're going to say it is a throw. It was very close to the flag.
Rolled right past it.
Throw in goes to Ava Kate. Zoe Terry looking in for the cross, but mistouches that one. It's going to be a goal kick, and now substitution for Oliver Springs. Maria Smith re-enters the ball game, and she will
believe she's replacing Tinker.
That's correct. Aaliyah Tinker will come off for the Bobcats. Kenzie Moss will take the goal kick. Looking up the middle of the field. Headed on by Douglas. Big boot, but this one goes sideways off the knee of Blevins. Here's Duncan. Right side. Drops back. Played up by Lee. Up to Cross. Cross trying to work her way into the middle. Deflected out. Here's Douglas. Douglas has to protect herself on that one. Deflected once again. And now Moss boots it out. Here is Maddie Pike over to Chambers. Chambers, nice boot up. Deflected. And 3 white jerseys converging on Kenzie Moss there. Here's Duncan. Duncan looking to work her way outside now to Blevins. Blevins looking for the sideline. Makes a nice turn. Gets to the inside. Beats one defender. Looking to try to beat a second. And now works her way back in. Going to go off the foot of Blevins. Throw in for the Lady Bobcats. This could be one of those just absolute dogfights to the final minute. And the question is who makes – I'm not even going to say who makes the first mistake. Who gets the first break in this one? That's going to be the best way to describe this one.
I feel like every match between these two teams is always a bend, don't break mentality.
Absolutely.
You just never want to be that one that breaks first.
Here's Blevins. Blevins makes a nice move. Gets to the box. Fires off a shot. Deflected. Goes over the head of Billingsley and now cleared away by Moss. Douglas working her way back to the middle. Here's Oliver Springs. Works up. This is Kylie Moss. Deflected by Chambers. Nice turn. Here's Duncan looking up the far sideline. Oliver Springs sort of stagnant right now. So you see a lot of young ladies out there not really with that extra pep in their step right now. This is the first game for Oliver Springs
in a week. Their last game was last Tuesday against Kingston. So we'll see if that plays any kind of a factor. This one, Lady Indians, of course, were in action last night. Here's Chambers with it, midfield. She's going to try to get a big left foot on this one. Plays it into the middle. Wow, this ball gets all the way through inside the box. It's deflected up, comes down. Jones, no, won't get to this one. It's going to go out of bounds, and it's going to go off of Oliver Springs. It'll be a throw-in for Oneida. They try to work it quickly. Here's Addison Cross. Booted out once again. It'll be another throw-in for the Indians. Blevins looking to work it up the sideline. Oliver Springs, just a little poke out. Another throw-in for Oneida.
Coach Roy very importantly chucking the ball back to Ray Lynn, said, go quickly. We don't want to get them a chance to rest. So
here's the throw-in for Oneida once again. Blevins looks in, finds Cross. Cross makes the turn, goes to her left. Now trying to work back to the right. Works out for Blevins. Blevins touches, keeps it in, makes the turn, goes back right. Looking in. Here's Cross. Cross with a shot off the ball, or off the post, and then saved. Blevins deflected. Multiple chances there for the Indians. One off the post, the other one a deflection out by Bridges. It goes out of bounds. It does force another corner for the Lady Indians. Coming to take this one looks to be Larissa Jones. What can Jones do here? Boot goes in low and quickly. It's going to be booted out, and it'll be another corner for Larissa Jones and the Lady Indians. I think Larissa trying to find a little more air under this one. She'll go to the other side of the flag this time. Boots it in. Nice push to the back post. Can Blevins run this one down? She deflects it, does keep it in. Oliver Springs now trying to... And Oliver Springs going to get force a throw in to the Indians. Raylan Blevins starting to get that physicality going in now here with 15 minutes to go, or just under 15 to go. Here's Cross. Poked out. Another throw in for Oneida. This one very deep, very close to the flag. Both teams looking for that first goal. Throw in quickly. Goes off Jones, tough touch. It'll be a throw in for Oliver Springs, but here comes a substitution in as Aaliyah Tinker will re-enter the game for the Lady Bobcats. Looks like she is going to replace Rihanna Craze. Here comes the throw in from Lady Bobcats, far sideline. Deflected. Here's Cross trying to work something into the box quickly. She gets it into the box, and then it's booted out of bounds. Here's another throw in for Oneida. First 5 to 8 minutes of this ball game was played basically all on Oneida's defensive third. Now probably the last 15 minutes or so has been dominated by Oneida's offense. Here's a cross into the middle. McKay turns it back out looking for Jones. Jones fires off a shot. This one just sails high over the crossbar.
I like that shot attempt from Larissa Jones. You know, you see that little bit of space. They're giving you too much of saying, why not fire one off and see what happens? She wasn't very far off with that one.
No, not far off at all. You almost wish that Ava Kate would have turned and made that shot herself inside the box, but you like the hustle, you like the effort out of Jones. And now we've got some pushing and shoving, and I believe we're going to get a couple of yellow cards right here. Or maybe they have stopped the clock with 12:30. Maybe just a warning right here.
I think so. I think
nope, he's going to the pocket, and it's a yellow for both. So Aaliyah Tinker comes off now. Here's Larissa Jones also going to have to come off. So here's the big thing, though, now. Kinley Fox will come in to replace will come in to replace Tinker. And now coming on for Oneida, looking to see who that is. I couldn't tell exactly who that was.
I believe that may be Brayley Douglas, possibly.
No.
It's a-
Not sure. Who was it that came on? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's 10 on. Plus the keep. Not sure exactly who that was that came on for Oneida. We'll look to try to get that for you here quickly. Now here is the ball plays all the way back now to Stiltner. Oh, it was Jaden Douglas that came back on. Is who that was.
Okay.
Now, Oneida, I would venture to say, first dead ball, they're going to do everything they can to try to get Larissa Jones back onto the field. You want that speed there. Now here's Douglas. Douglas just has this one poked away as she was making a brilliant run down the middle of the field. This one's cleared up, and now here is Kendall Duncan. Now back to Douglas. Douglas puts one up, cross, now in the middle of the field. It's going to be cleared out, and now up to the feet of Mackenzie Myers. Taken away by Duncan. Now far side. Here's Cameron Lee trying to make a push. It's going to go out of bounds, and it'll be a throw-in for Oliver Springs. Larissa Jones may be getting a little bit of an extra win there on the sideline as well. Trying to get that little extra breath here with 11 minutes and 25 seconds. I apologize. Did not get that clock started back up. We're about a minute behind now on our clock, on our scoreboard. So our tech guy, Clayton Posey, going to get us set back up here. Special thanks to Clayton for coming back with us here this evening. And they tried to reset it. And now here's Oliver Springs with it. They're going to have possession. It'll track out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for the Lady Indians. Oliver Springs plays it up into some space. Comes out to the feet of Chambers. Chambers with that left foot makes a brilliant play to get that one up. Now the question is, who's going to win this foot race between Weber and Billingsley? It is Weber, but it's going to be a quick throw-in now for Oneida. Douglas looking in, trying to find and now they're going to say that was an illegal throw by the Lady Indians. And it'll be a throw-in for Oliver Springs. 9 minutes and 47 seconds here momentarily. We'll get that started back up here. Deflected off of Moss. That ball stayed in. Both teams sort of let that one go. Now here's Douglas. She's going to play into some space. Trying to fight off Kenzie Moss. And now here's Moss. She comes out of that pile with it. Played up to Kylie Moss. Douglas deflects it off of Moss. It'll be a throw-in for Oneida.
Just incredible hustle play from the Lady Indians, just getting back to the ball anytime they lose it.
Moss gets ahead on that one somehow. Now it's worked to the outside. Here's Douglas. Douglas going to try to beat Moss. Does beat Moss. Trying to go up the sideline. Missed touches on that one just a bit. Now here's Terry. It's going to be cleared out by Weber. Or Weber, excuse me. I apologize again. Headed on by Blevins. Over to Duncan. Duncan going to try to push to the outside now. Deflected out. Throw in for Oneida midfield.
That one deflected out by Reed of Oliver Springs. Just good clearance play.
Ball played in some space. Here is a run by Ava Kate Billingsley. Trying to turn in with her left. And right there, it was Jalen Bridges with it. Lady Indians, not many Lady Indians are very confident with their left. Trying to go back to the right, and that one gets wrestled away now by Bridges.
It's one of those that you got to one-touch that shot. You don't have a chance to take that extra touch. You got to fire that one away.
Off the head of Douglas. Nice play by Julie Chambers. Chambers going to play something into the middle. Ball skips all the way back to Bridges. And she'll secure.
But I love that play by Julie Chambers, just playing that up into space, letting your strikers go and make a play on it.
Ball booted away. Comes down off the head of Harness. Played back to Cameron Lee. Lee going to play one up over top. Clear it out once again. And now here comes Oliver Springs. They're going to make the run. On that run, far sideline, that's Kylie Moss. She's going to fire off a shot, but right there, waiting for it is Cameron Stiltner.
What a grab by Stiltner. Just good come off her line. Great secure.
Stiltner boots it away. Going to get past the first Oliver Springs Lady Bobcat. Going to drop all the way back now. Here's Cameron Lee with it again. Lee working her way upfield with it. Goes off of Blevins. Outside to Cross. Cross has it deflected away. Throw in for Oneida. We are 7 minutes away from halftime, and we are still tied up. Throw in for the Lady Indians. Here comes Cross. Cross gets through one defender, is not going to get past the second. And it'll be a throw in for the Lady Indians.
A great shield off there by Kinsey Moss first, and then Carly Gallagher comes around that backside and clears that one away. Great defensive effort by the Lady Bobcats.
Throw in. Cleared away. Drops all the way back. Here's Cameron Lee. She's going to fire one off, try to get it back into the box. Gets past a Lady Bobcat. Running it down is Ava K. Billingsley. She keeps it in. Plays it back. A little bit of contact. This one's going to drop all the way back to Julie Chambers. Chambers has got a brilliant left foot. Drops this one into the box. Cleared away, but not very far. Zoe Terry plays one back into the box once again, but coming up with it is Jalen Bridges.
See a bit of maybe a bit of stress sweat there from Bridges. I think she's facing more shots than she's used to. Maybe a bit of pressure there on the keeper.
Here's Chambers clearing one back up once again off the head of Billingsley. This one now kneed out and back up the field. Gets under the foot of Blevins, but a nice rundown by Kendall Duncan. It does go off her foot, out of bounds. Throw in for the Lady Bobcats on the far side. They are taking their time getting to it. Now here's going to be a substitution into the game for the Lady Bobcats. Rihanna Craze is going to re-enter as she'll replace Kinley Fox. Throw in for Oliver Springs, far side, just beyond midfield. Almost an illegal throw. Kylie Moss comes up with it. And now a lot of contact. And now they're going to call foul, and it will be a free kick for the Lady Indians. Foul called against Kylie Moss.
Yeah, our close-side AR wanted to let that one go, wanted to let him play, but she saw something that was illegal, and she raised her flag. So good work by the AR there.
Here's Julie Chambers. She's going to put a deep boot into it, looking all the way up for Addison Cross, headed on. Here's Kendall Duncan with it, playing it up, gets through. Jaden Harness, far side, trying to control, deflects off of Oliver Springs, throw in for Oneida, works it in quickly. Another deflection, another throw in for Oneida.
Just want to point out really quickly, neither yellow card recipient has come back in yet.
Nope. Deflected. Corner kick for the Lady Indians. 4 minutes to play.
Blevins going to take.
Again, we talked about it. First break of this game could be the difference. Blevins works to her left. Makes the turn back in. Deflects. Cross. Fires off a shot. Deflected.
That one cleared away by the Lady Bobcats defense. Will be a throw for Oneida.
Ball into the box. Deflects. Zoe Terry trying to run this one down. Going to drop it back to Douglas. Douglas, though, marked on. Now, smart play by Oneida. Try to reset the offense. Drops it all the way back to Chambers. Now she looks up deep down the sideline. Kept in. Zoe Terry with a touch on it. tries to play through. Now a ball played through once again, deflected out again by Oliver Springs. Moss trying to run this one down near sideline, will not do it. And it's going to be a throw in for Oneida near side. Comes down to the feet. Here's Terry, goes through one defender. Now they're going to call foul against Zoe Terry as she took down Weber. And it'll be a free kick, and taking the free kick is going to be Kenzie Moss. You've not seen both Mosses up top in the last little bit. One's had to play back on defense quite a bit. Here's Julie Chambers. Brings it down, but there's Kylie Moss. Kylie Moss working her way through. Deflected out, and there is Maddie Pike. She's going to deflect it out, and it's going to be, they're going to say it was off of Kylie Moss last, and it'll be a goal kick for the Lady Indians.
An incredible defensive effort by Chambers and Pike there. Chambers comes in, cuts Moss off, and Pike forces that one shielded out, gives them the goal kick.
A missed touch there by Julie Chambers as this one goes out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Oliver Springs deep in their attacking third.
Saw a bit of reflexes there from Maddie Pike. She threw up the arms to protect herself.
Throw comes in. They look in for Kenzie Moss. Blevins plays one up. Back now to Weber. Headed on. Brought down to the feet. And now Moss going to play one up into some space. Headed on by Julie Chambers. Nice piece of work there. Moss back down with it in midfield. Not going to get past Zoe Terry. Zoe Terry takes it away. Plays a ball into space. Bridges right there on as two Lady Indians converging on that one. Ava Kate Billingsley and Addison Cross making nice runs, but a nice play by Jalen Bridges to come out and secure it for the Lady Bobcats with 1:10 to go here in the first half.
And that is the confidence you see from a senior keeper coming off her line with two strikers coming in hot. Great play by Jalen Bridges.
There's Raylyn Blevins pushing one up. Oneida now with possession, just under a minute to play. They're going to throw it in, try to work something off quickly. Oliver Springs pokes it out, another throw in for Oneida. Oneida's going to have somebody make a run up. This one played into the box, crossed over, and now cleared away. Actually deflected off of Zoe Terry. They're going to play it up, and now Oliver Springs with possession right at midfield. Can Oneida take it away? They do. Kendall Duncan takes it away. Blevins deflected. Oliver Springs going to boot it out. Throw in for Oneida, but just 20 seconds to go. Douglas has a big arm on her throws. Looking in for Ava Kate Billingsley. It's deflected up into the box. Billingsley still fighting for it. Near side. They're going to say it went out of bounds. It will be a throw. Nope, they're going to call. Yeah, it's a throw in for Oliver Springs, but that's going to do it. First half action is in the books, and we are scoreless here in the District 2A tournament semifinals between the number 2 seeded Lady Bobcats of Oliver Springs and the 3 seeded Lady Indians of Oneida. We'll take a break, come back and with a little bit of first half analysis and second half action coming up here shortly on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
Since 1908, Rogers Group Incorporated has been building more than roads and bridges. We've been building communities. Rogers Group is trusted to deliver the stone, asphalt, concrete, and construction services that keep America moving forward. With over 85 quarries, 55 asphalt plants, 5 concrete plants, and nearly 3,000 dedicated team members across 12 states, we're proud to turn raw stone into the foundation of homes, schools, hospitals, and highways.
Home-style cooking with friendly service in a relaxed atmosphere. That's Razak's. Razak's offers breakfast served daily, just like Grandma fixed it, and daily specials like country fried steak, turkey and dressing, and of course, a fish fry every Friday. Razak's has a full menu. ranging from quick and easy favorites like hamburgers and club sandwiches to comfort foods like pinto beans. And you'll love something off the grill, like grade A cut sirloin, ribeye, or shrimp kebabs. Razaks, country cooking, and great steaks.
The superior technology of fiber optics carries a communication signal that is more robust and reliable than older technologies. Connecting homes and businesses directly to fiber optic networks enables enormous improvements in what bandwidth devices are capable of delivering. Experience Highland Communications' world-class broadband, delivered over Highland Telephone Cooperative's fiber optic network to make your online experience extraordinary. Highland Telephone and Highland Communications. World-class connections with a local, hometown touch.
Respect, compassion, integrity, commitment, community. Those are a few of the principles that guide Mountain People's Health Councils in everything we do. We respect our patients and their need for quality health care. We have compassion on those that are sick and hurting and need help. We are committed to do everything we can to help those in need. And we're focused on providing our friends, family, and neighbors with the very best health care available.
A local bank puts its customers first.
A local bank is committed to giving back and being a community partner.
A local bank is with you every step of the way and celebrates your success.
A local bank is a familiar face that treats you like family.
A local bank is big enough to serve you and small enough to know you by name.
For 120 years, First National Bank has been Scott County's local bank. First National Bank, your family, your future, your bank.
One thing I love about UCB is that they don't automatically default to no. I think a lot of people think that they shouldn't even come in and talk to us if they're not in the best financial situation that they've ever been in. And that's just simply not the case. I had a customer just yesterday who came in needing home repairs, thought, this is probably going to be a no because I don't have the best score right now, but we were able to consider every factor and get some additional documentation, and we were able to get the loan approved.
It's halftime here at JT Britton Field, campus of Oliver Springs High School. District 2A tournament semi-final action here between the Lady Bobcats and the Lady Indians. We are knotted up at 0-0 here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. Bo Kidd and Lucas Laxton here with you. First off, special thanks to everybody involved with tonight's broadcast. Of course, Lucas on with us. Jonathan Markham on our camera this evening. Clayton Posey, our tech director, made the trip with us tonight. Thank you to him. And also, of course, our tech-savvy guru back home with the IH Sports Network, Greg Bond. As always, thank you for everything you do with us with the IH Sports Network and the Oneida Indians Network. Guys, first off, Lucas, first half, first 7-8 minutes of this ball game was absolutely dominated offensively by the Lady Bobcats of Oliver Springs. The Moss twins doing a great job getting the ball up into the box. Cameron Stillner had to come out a couple of times and secure some shots. But as the half went on, all of a sudden Oneida's offense started to push a little bit. They started getting a few extra shots. All of a sudden, you've seen Kenzie Moss have to drop back into defense. But Oneida really controlled a lot of the offense the final, I'd say, 25 minutes of the first half.
We saw that constant pressure, which you saw specifically this example. Addison Cross just forcing a throw-in just by being there. Not even playing exactly on the ball. Just her presence there was forcing Oliver Springs to kind of get nervous. And they decided, well, I'll clear this out and let my teammates get back with me. But that constant pressure has given Oneida a couple corner kicks and a couple of good chances, but kind of hard to score on not a perfect chance when you've got a keeper like Jalen Bridges playing in the pipes for the Oliver Springs Lady Bobcats.
Absolutely. She's done a fantastic job between the pipes thus far in this one. We've seen a pair of yellow cards here in the first half. Aaliyah Tinker for the Oliver Springs Lady Bobcats and Larissa Jones for the Oneida Lady Indians, both yellow carded with a we'll call it a small confrontation in the middle of the field earlier on in the game. Neither one of those young ladies came back in the first half. I'd venture to see them both starting off in the second half of play in this one, no doubt about it. I think if you're Oliver Springs, I think you've got to try to make that long ball play up and try to get Kinsey or Kylie Moss into some space to try to get that forced shot on against Cameron Stiltner. For the Lady Indians, I don't know if you don't just continue to keep this pressure going right now, but right now I'll say this. The long ball of Larissa Jones, the long ball of Julie Chambers has played a big difference in the Oneida offense tonight.
Even then, another one name I want to throw in the long balls, Addison Douglas.
She has been phenomenal
played some
tonight.
Phenomenal balls up from the midfield into some great space. Ava Kate Billingsley trying to capitalize on those. She's had a couple shots, but we'll see what they can do here in the second half.
Remember, Douglas and Chambers were neither one in the lineup the last time these two teams met just a couple of weeks ago. 2.5 minutes away from second half action. We're going to take another 2-minute break, come back with second half action here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
If you're a DIYer, Lumber King is your supplier. Equipment and tools? We got it. Paint and cleaning supplies? We got it. Rugged apparel and lawn care? We got that too. Visit us at 20359 Alberta Street in Oneida, Tennessee to make all your DIY dreams come true.
Since 1908, Rogers Group Incorporated has been building more than roads and bridges. We've been building communities. Rogers Group is trusted to deliver the stone, asphalt, concrete, and construction services that keep America moving forward. With over 85 quarries, 55 asphalt plants, 5 concrete plants, and nearly 3,000 dedicated team members across 12 states, we're proud to turn raw stone into the foundation of homes, schools, hospitals, and highways.
El Rey is Scott County's home for great Mexican flavor. Located in Oneida Plaza, we're just up the sidewalk from Walmart. From our fresh chips that are made daily to our chicken or beef fajitas that are big enough to share, El Rey uses the freshest ingredients to serve authentic Mexican dishes that will be a hit with the entire family. Stop in before the game on Friday or pop in on Saturday and watch college football on one of nearly a dozen screens while you eat. That's El Rey Azteca, open until 9 p.m. Sunday through Thursday and 10 p.m. on weekends.
Respect, compassion, integrity, commitment, community. Those are a few of the principles that guide Mountain People's Health Councils in everything we do. We respect our patients and their need for quality health care. We have compassion on those that are sick and hurting and need help. We are committed to do everything we can to help those in need. And we're focused on providing our friends, family, and neighbors with the very best health care available.
The podcast.
A local bank puts its customers first.
A local bank is committed to giving back and being a community partner.
A local bank is with you every step of the way and celebrates your success.
A local bank is a familiar face that treats you like family.
A local bank is big enough to serve you and small enough to know you by name.
For 120 years, First National Bank has been Scott County's local bank. First National Bank, your family, your future, your bank.
Back here for second half action on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. Special thanks once again to our game sponsor this evening, First National Bank. Without them, you would not be seeing postseason play here this evening in the District 2A tournament semifinals. We thank all of our friends down at First National Bank for everything they do for Oneida Indians athletics. Lady Bobcats will start it off with possession here in the second half. They'll be going right to left on your screen as we are 40 minutes away from the conclusion of regulation in this one. Will we see a goal? Will we be seeing 2 10-minute halves of overtime action? We saw that here last year. We saw a pair of goals in each of those overtimes last year, which forced penalty kicks against these two teams last season.
Both Tinker and Larissa Jones return to the lineups for either side, so both of your yellow-carded players in the first half back on the pitch.
And now we've got a slight mishap with our clock here to start off the second half. We apologize. We'll get that fixed for you momentarily. But here's Oliver Springs with it. They're looking to play it up into the middle, and there's Douglas. Douglas, nice takeaway, looking for Larissa Jones. Jones looking to work near side. She's going to have to beat Kenzie Moss with it.
What a nice pass by Larissa Jones. Just good defense from the Oliver Springs Lady Bobcats.
Jones deflects this one off, goes back to Addison Cross, now back to Jones. Jones, a little tough touch on that one, and it's going to get away. Here comes Kylie Moss. She's going to be marked off by Douglas. They're going to try to work it back out, and now here's Blevins. Plays a nice ball into space up to Ava Kate Billingsley. Going to be poked out. Billingsley's going to run it down, far side, plays it back. Zoe Terry now actually going to get away from Terry a little bit. She's going to run it back, though, and find Douglas. Douglas plays it into the middle. Zoe Terry trying to get to it, and now going to be taken away, and it's Kinley Fox with it. Deflected, played up, near sideline, throw in for Oliver Springs. Throw in for the Lady Bobcats. Goes off the chest and off the foot of Raylyn Blevins. It'll be a throw in for the Bobcats once again. 38 minutes and change left to go here in regulation. Throw in for the Lady Indians. Comes out to Kenzie Moss. Off the head of Jones. Looks up for Cross. That's Ava Kate Billingsley. She finds Cross. Cross works her way into the box. Makes a turn. And taken away. Booted out, and it'll be a throw in for the Lady Indians.
A nice defensive play by Carly Gallagher once again. Cuts her off on the ball and clears that one away.
Cross trying to split two defenders now. Taken away. Nice defensive effort there by Harness. And this one is Jones. She fires one off towards the post.
Again, though, I like that shot idea by Jones. Pepper the keeper, firing shot after shot. Eventually she's going to let one slip. So keep up the pressure, Lady Indians. You're doing fine.
Here's Oliver Springs trying to make the turn, but a nice play by Cameron Lee. 37 minutes, 2 seconds to play here in this one. Here's the Lady Indians going to try to nickel and dime it up the field. They make the throw in. Nice transition this time going to Jones, but this one's going to track out of bounds. There'll be another throw in for Oneida. They're going to try to work it down the sideline. Boot it out. They'll work it up 10 yards, and it'll be another throw in for Oneida. Blevins will take this one. Goes to Cross. Cross makes a nice turn. Fires one off. This one's going to sail wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Oliver Springs. But I like the idea right there. Go ahead and pepper off a shot.
We talked about it in the pregame. Bridges only allowed 7 goals on the season, but when she's allowed those goals, she's only been facing about 5.8 shots per goal. So the volume of shots is something that Bridges is not used to, and I think it'll work in the Lady Indians' favor. Maybe slip one through.
Deflected out by Aubrey Reed. It'll be a throw-in for the Lady Indians. Try to make a run through, and now here is Harness. Here's Blevins, keeps it in, makes a nice turn, looking for Cross. This one's going to be booted out. And no, that ball hit a divot, stayed in. Here's Oliver Springs now, going to try to make the transition up quickly. Kylie Moss puts a boot to it, and this one's going to go out of bounds off the foot of Cameron Lee. Throw in for the Lady Bobcats. And into the game comes Mackenzie Myers for Oliver Springs, and they're going to push her up top quickly. Throwing it in will be Kenzie Moss. Moss with the throw. High throw in goes down to Blevins. Now a ball played all the way up into space. This one's going to track all the way back into the box, and there's no doubt about it. Cameron Stiltner going to come out and secure that one.
I want to point out another thing. I like how many Lady Indians were immediately in the area of of the throw-in. They did not want to give Oliver Springs a chance to make that into some open space.
They're going to call a handball there on Oliver Springs, and it'll be a free kick for the Lady Indians, and Julie Chambers is going to come up to take it, pushing Larissa Jones and a few more Lady Indians up into some space. And now here's the boot from Chambers. Nice big left foot coming down, it's deflected away, and Moss deflects it again. There's a little contact midfield. They're going to let it play through. Played up, Kenzie Moss takes it away. Deflected by Jones. Cross, trying to come back to it. Kenzie Moss with it, tries to play up middle. This one goes off the foot of Mackenzie Myers, and now deflected back up once again. A couple of Lady Bobcats contact themselves, and now here's a run by Oneida. Deflects out. Here is far side Ava Kate Billingsley. Drops it back to Terry, deflected off. Terry plays it back up the sideline. Does it stay in? And they're going to say no, it gets across the touchline. It'll be a throw-in for Oliver Springs far side.
Just barely slips across the line there. Still a great effort by Ava Kate Billingsley to try and keep that one in.
High throw-in. Comes down and taken away. It's the Moss sisters working it up the sideline. But there's Julie Chambers. She's going to force it out and force another throw-in for the Bobcats. That 1-2 touch by the Moss twins, man, it's scary whenever they get up the sideline because they work the ball up the field so quickly.
It's just effortless. I mean, I don't even think they have to think about it. They just know they're going to be there for each other.
They really do. Here comes the throw-in from the Bobcats. Going to back them up quite a bit, actually all the way up to the 25 where this throw is going to be taken. They're going to try to work it up the sideline once again. They throw it in, head it on, and boot it away. Brought down, booted back up. Nice play by Douglas. Kept in by Zoe Terry. Ball's going to get to the middle of the field. Larissa Jones going to try to run it down. She does. Booted back up, deflected by Jones once again. She's going to be on her horse. Somehow comes away with it. Can she keep it in? She can't keep it in. We heard her last night. Coach Blevins looked at her and said, Larissa, slow down. Use the brakes. She said, I ain't got any. And that's true. I mean, you rarely see her able to slow down in any kind of open field space.
Yeah, just kind of lost her footing on that and let that one slip away. I don't think she'll allow herself to make that mistake again.
The definition of all gas, no brakes. That's Larissa Jones. 8 minutes into the half here, and we are still tied up, 0-0. Played out to Kenzie Moss. Moss playing one in, deflected out. Here's Jones. Jones going to try to work something up to the outside. Does boot it out. Booted back in. Kenzie Moss with possession, midfield. Looks to sister Kylie. Kylie makes a move. Now back to Kenzie. Shot off. It's saved. Nice defensive push now. All of a sudden, Oneida comes through, gets it through two defenders, now past the third. And now here's Kenzie Moss. Finds sister Kylie once again. This one's going to be picked up by Cameron Stiltner. Wow.
What incredible defense from the Lady Indians. You know,
they had to converge on that one to make sure that it was not going to get in between the posts on Cameron Stiltner, but nice defensive effort by that back line of the Lady Indians that includes Maddie Pike. Right now, I believe still back there as well is Julie Chambers and Cameron Lee.
Just phenomenal defensive play by the Lady Indians back line. You know, Cam Stiltner still makes a great save first off, but then you've got two Lady Bobcats free on the backside. Your Lady Indian defenders come and rush in, take the ball away, and clear it out before anything can happen.
Ball thrown in, deflected out. It'll be another throw in for the Lady Bobcats near midfield. Another high throw in. Comes down off of Terry. Ball played into some space. Here comes Kylie Moss. Moss plays out to Kinsey. Nice defensive effort there on the backside by the Lady Indians that looked to be Addison Douglas.
A phenomenal strong challenge from Douglas there. Clears that one away from a dangerous Moss.
Headed on. Ball still in. Douglas trying to get around. This one's cleared out. Shot on. But there is Cameron Stiltner for it. She looks to come quickly to the other side of the field, and now they're going to stop the clock.
Believe they're going to check on Kylie Moss. Looks like she may have hit her head on that last 50-50 ball.
When a AR sees that too, they're going to automatically check on them. Stop the clock in that situation. There's 29:30 to play here in the second half of play. It'll be a drop ball back to Stiltner, and she'll be able to pick this up once it's dropped.
Looks like Moss is okay. We're happy to see that.
Clock starts back up. Clock start.
As that one trickles out of bounds, will be a throw-in for the Lady Bobcats.
Here is Kenzie Moss looking to play into the middle. Nice clearance out by Douglas. Attempted clear out by Kaylee Gallagher. He's going to go well to the outside. This one's going to go off of Oneida. It'll be a throw-in for Oliver Springs. 29 minutes to play here in the second half. Nice hard throw-in down the sideline this time for Oliver Springs. And now here's Maddie Pike. She's going to have to battle through with Moss, and now all of a sudden, here's a run. Kylie Moss fires off a shot. What a save by Stiltner! Stiltner with a phenomenal save, back post for the Lady Indians.
And again, the Lady Indians back line comes up big.
Pike clears it out, looking for Jones. This time, Kenzie Moss right there. It goes back to Kylie Moss. Moss goes towards the box. They're going to say no contact with that one. Are they going? Actually, they're going to stop the clock. They're going to call a yellow here against the Lady Indians. And is that
Addison Douglas?
That's Douglas, yes. So Douglas is going to be carded.
Which means it will be a free kick on the edge of the box for the Lady Bobcats.
Just beyond the box for the Lady Bobcats.
Truly, I guess if you're the Lady Indians, you're breathing a sigh of relief that wasn't a penalty.
Absolutely you are. Now, Lady Indians are going to have to send someone out to replace Douglas, and it's going to be Kendall Duncan. She'll come on with 28:03.
Kenzie Moss looking to be the one to take this one.
And here's the Lady Indians. They're going to set the wall, but they're only going to set a one-man wall at the 10-yard mark. They're going to put 5 Lady Indians in front of the goal with a 6th on the back post, and Cameron Stiltner right there. Fired off the shot by Kenzie Moss. This one's going to sail high. And now with 28 minutes to play in this one, we are still tied up at 0-0. Again, you said it right now. You're probably, if you're the Lady Indians, you are, as now here comes Douglas back on. She's going to replace Duncan.
Breathing that sigh of relief that you didn't give up a penalty.
Yeah, because, it was right at the edge of the box. Julie Chambers with the goal kick takes a nice bounce right at midfield. And now here comes the Lady Indians. Zoe Terry plays a nice ball up into some space, but coming up to get it at the edge of the box is Jalen Bridges. Nice boot. This one gets down. Sort of a deflection there. Now Lady Indians converging on Kenzie Moss. Now cleared away. Ball played up into some space. Offside's going to be called there. The flag comes up right at the 30-yard line, and that's a good call. It wasn't by much, but it was a good call. Oliver Springs played a nice ball up into some space there.
A phenomenal ball by Tinker, just barely offsides there. Even with the offsides call, Lady Indians circle that one well.
Chambers will take the free kick. Plays a beautiful ball up into space. Now here's Moss with it. Kenzie Moss looking up. They play it to the outside, and now here's Kenzie Moss on the run, on the outside. They make a nice move, or she gets a nice move around Blevins, but there awaiting is Julie Chambers once again. Throw in for the Lady Bobcats, but they're back in offensive territory against the Lady Indians. The throw in, headed on. Comes down to the feet of Oliver Springs, makes a nice turn. Ball played in, deep for Oliver Springs. That was Kenzie Moss that made the shot, and it goes well wide. It'll be a goal kick for the Lady Indians, and Rihanna Craze will come back into the game for Oliver Springs as she's going to replace Mackenzie Myers. Chambers, nice goal kick. Sails up, but off the feet of Moss, and now it's back into some space. Nice hustle there by Douglas. She tries to play, makes a nice move, gets into the box, deflects, Chambers clears it away. Man, when Kenzie Moss gets that ball into the box, you're on pins and needles just hoping that you can get that out of there. Here's Chambers, keeps her foot, and nice clear up. Here's Zoe Terry going to run it down. She's got possession midfield. Plays the ball up. Now looking for Ava Kate Billingsley. Deflected away. Aaliyah Tinker comes up. Here's Jones. Jones now on the run. Going to be cleared away by Tinker. It'll be a throw in for the Lady Indians.
Nice clearance there by Tinker. You don't want to give Larissa Jones a chance to get in that open space.
They throw it into Jones. Comes down to her feet. It's going to deflect off of Kenzie Moss and then back off of Jones. And now they're going to try to make the run. No, they're going to hold off. Kenzie Moss was going to try to look for Sister Kylie. And now playing some defense there for the Lady Indians was Maddie Pike. Kylie Moss still with possession. Now she's going to fire off a shot. This one's going to sail wide left. Another goal kick for the Lady Indians, but right now Kylie Moss is being very dangerous right there at the top of the box for Oliver Springs. If you're a fan of the Lady Indians, you don't want to see her with possession anywhere near 20 yards away from the goal.
And I think that we've seen that with the return of Tinker on that back line that gives the other Moss sister freedom to move up. So we've got both the Mosses up top once again, and that's a dangerous combination.
Clock's going to stop with 23:32. Are they going to call a yellow card here? He's having a discussion with Julie Chambers and Cameron Stiltner about, I guess, playing a little quicker, maybe
a time-wasting
maybe a warning for a delay of game. Clock's going to start back up. 23:30. Billingsley comes down, and now here's the ball still floating around. Going to be cleared away by Oliver Springs. Again, they're not allowing Oneida any chance at making a run here quickly. Sub coming on. Here comes Kendall Duncan. She's going to give Jaden Harness. Is that Jaden Harness? No, that is
Chambers
going to come off for a break.
Duncan shifts to midfield, and we're going to see Jones go to the back line.
That may be a smart move right now if you are Coach Blevins, keeping a little bit of extra speed back there in the defense for the Lady Indians, with the way that Kylie Moss and Kenzie Moss have worked their way up.
As that one deflects off the foot of Gallagher, now into cross.
Throw in. Goes to Duncan. Duncan plays it middle. Now to Blevins. Blevins tries to play something to the middle, and it's cleared up by Kenzie Moss. Here's Jones with it. Looks to the outside. This one's going to get out of bounds. And that right there is exactly what you have her back there for. Get that ball away from the top of the box. Ball played up. Nice deflection by Maddie Pike. Ball's going to go out of bounds. It's off of Oliver Springs. It'll be a throw in for Oneida. Ball played deep up the sideline. Here comes Ava Kate Billingsley trying to make the push. Nice effort on the sidelines by Coach David Blevins, trying to keep that ball in play as quickly as possible for the Lady Indians. Here's Blevins. Has it taken away by Moss. They play it up. There's Douglas. Tough touch right there. Going to go out of bounds as she controlled it. But then as she makes the turn, it goes off the back heel, and it'll be a throw-in for the Lady Bobcats. 21 minutes and 35 seconds to play here in regulation. We're still knotted up 0-0 as this one's cleared away.
That one sails over the fence.
Rory somehow got an arm on that. Nice effort there by Rory Blevins on the sideline. Throw in for the Lady Bobcats. Once again, right at midfield, 21 minutes to play. Off Terry. Deflected up. Lady Indians still trying to control. Booted away. Terry trying to make the push up the outside. Deflects it off of a Lady Bobcat. It'll be a throw in for Oneida. Douglas will come up and take. She's got a big throw once again. This one comes down and cleared away. Here's Tinker. Tinker plays it up into some space. Oliver Springs. And time going to be stopped once again with 20:36 to play as one of the Lady Bobcats.
I believe they're going to check on Weber over there. I believe she took a ball to the face.
I agree. I think that's exactly what happened. It'll be a throw for the Lady Indians. And clock starts back up. Throw in for Oneida once again. Another throw by Douglas. A big throw. Headed off by Tinker. Here's Terry. Ball pops straight up. Blevins looking for it. Now here's a turn by Cross. Cross works her way into the box, but it's going to be turned away by Oliver Springs in the defense. They're just going to kick this one out, and that was off the foot of Carly Gallagher. Throw in for Oneida, near sideline. We'll have a substitution for Oliver Springs on the next dead ball, and it'll be Mackenzie Myers re-entering. Throw in comes to Cross. Cross plays it out. Looking for Blevins. Blevins goes with her left foot, trying to work it in. Cross once again in the box. Gets around one defender. Gets around a second. She's inside the box. Shot off, and it's saved by Jalen Bridges as the shot, unfortunately, going right at Bridges. You said it, though. I don't know if Bridges has been tested this much this season. Ball played into some space. Here is Ava Kate Billingsley. She makes a move to the outside. Tries to work her way into the box. Gets by one defender. Gets by a second one. This one's deflected. Zoe Terry right there. But it's going to be cleared away by Aubrey Reed in the middle of the box. It'll be a throw in for Oneida. Still on their attacking half. Throw in by Douglas. Goes past. Goes into the box. Now to the feet of Kenzie Moss. She tries to work it up, and here's Kylie Moss. She's going to play a ball deep up, and this one's going to track back all the way to the box. Cameron Stiltner's right there.
Stiltner says, don't worry about it, back line. I got this one. You guys stay where you're at. I want to keep that pressure.
Ball comes down to Duncan. Duncan with a little bit of pressure on her from Kenzie Moss. Now here's ball cleared up off of by Jones, and now a nice clearance. Going to take a one hop. Here's Jones, that's Cross. Working to the outside. It'll be a throw in for the Indians. Kendall Duncan right there. She's going to take it. She's going to throw it into Addison Cross. Cross going to try to make the turn. Works her way in. Finds Duncan. Duncan into the box with it, but there is Moss once again. Duncan trying to play some defense on Moss. Moss sees this one, and now she has possession once again. Kenzie Moss looking up, finds Kylie Moss in the middle of the field, cleared away by Jones. She looks up, finds Ava Kate Billingsley. Billingsley now trying to make a push into the box. Far sideline, can she keep it in? She does. It's poked out. It'll be a throw-in for Oneida deep. Zoe Terry right there. They're going to throw it in. They find Blevins. But booting it away is Moss. This goes back to Jones. Jones plays it up. Blevins into the middle. Harness. Duncan. Booted away by Gallagher. Headed on. Booted away once again by Oliver Springs. They work it to the outside. Here's Douglas. Douglas plays the ball through. Here's Ava Kate Billingsley trying to get to it. But Oliver Springs right now just packing the box in. Ball's going to track back into the box. Jalen Bridges is there. And right now this is a defensive battle by both teams. As soon as the other team gets it into the attacking third, it's like there's four ladies packing the box right in front of the net to make sure that nothing has an opportunity to even get back to the goalkeepers.
Something I'm noticing just looking at the field, Bo, is there's so much focus on that right side of the pitch. There's all this open space across the way, and
agreed.
I think the Lady Indians, if they want to capitalize, they've got to get into that open green space. The same goes for Oliver Springs.
Here's a substitution coming in. Mackenzie Myers re-enters the game for Oliver Springs. She's going to replace Rihanna Craze. Myers, the freshman, goes to the top. Throw in now by Kenzie Moss. As they are looking hard for Moss. Headed on by Harness. Nice play. And now they're going to call a push against Moss, and it'll be a free kick for the Lady Indians. Larissa Jones will take it.
What an incredible job marking Moss by Harness there. Just an incredible physical fight in that mark.
Kenzie Moss. Little contact by Harness right there as Kenzie Moss goes down. It'll be a free kick. And it will be Kenzie Moss to take it. Ball fired on. It's a save by Stiltner once again.
Cam Stiltner coming up big for the Lady Indians. Once again, another powerful shot from one of the Moss sisters, and Cam Stiltner secures that one quickly.
Nice boot. Headed on, though, by Tinker. Now headed on by Moss. Now another header. Comes down to the feet of Tinker. It's deflected off to Duncan. Duncan with it outside. Poked out by Gallagher. Now they look up to Maria Smith. Taken away. It's Cameron Lee. Now Duncan with it. Down the sidelines. Looks up. Looks for Cross. Cross makes a move. Now towards the middle of the field. Looking out for Ava Kate Billingsley. A nice switch of fields. Here's Zoe Terry. She puts a left foot into it. Puts it up into the box. Ava Kate Billingsley makes the run. But Jalen Bridges is there to secure. And there's what you talked about, the quick change of fields, flipping the field to get to the wide or to the other side of the field. That's been crucial in this game. Douglas fights it away from Moss. Now here comes Addison Douglas making the run, top of the box, still with it, still fighting for it. Shot off by Zoe Terry. It's in the back of the net. Goal for the Lady Indians gives them a 1-0 lead.
Zoe Terry. We saw her put that powerful left-footed effort in a couple of times as a pass for Ava Kate Billingsley, but she put some power behind that one, and it ends up in the back of the net.
Look at the highlight right here. You'll see the deflection. And boots it from 27 yards out to give the Lady Indians the 1-0 lead. 14:01 to play here in the ball game. The freshman for Oneida puts them on top.
We talked about it, Bo, just that phenomenal constant offensive pressure. Now you're going to see the pickup from Oliver Springs trying to get back in this one.
And you're going to see both Moss sisters up top quickly. Booted out by the Lady Indians. Time going to stop. with 13:53. Should be about 13:41, I believe, on the clock. He's going to say run the clock, and we're good to go. Ball played up. Here's Tinker. Deflected off. That goes off of Blevins. Ball played up. Here's Cross. Cross with it. Makes a move on Tinker. Foul going to be called, and they're going to call the handball against Tinker, and it will be a free kick for the Indians. With 13 and a half to play, they lead at 1-0.
Just kind of an incidental mistake there by Tinker. She lost her balance, and unfortunately the ball comes into contact with her. That will award the possession of the Lady Indians.
Here comes Addison Douglas up to take the free kick. Oneida would love an insurance goal here. It's deflected off Tinker. Playing it back is Blevins. She looks up, looking for Terry. It's going to go out of bounds. Throw in for the Lady Bobcats near sideline with 13 to play.
And after the nice boot earlier from Zoe Terry, I'm not surprised that Blevins is looking for her.
Ball cleared up. Headed on by Harness. There's Douglas. Into some space. Douglas, this is how it started off the last time, was Douglas getting into space. Here's Maddie Pike all the way up. Very rarely do you see Maddie Pike all the way up into the front, but she's staying up there right now. The Lady Indians have Jones, looks to be Chambers, and Lee on the back line now. They've re-entered Chambers. This one's mistouched by Jones. Harness mistouches it, but here's Terry going to try to run it down near sideline, keeps it in, but now it's going to be a throw-in for Oliver Springs.
Still just a phenomenal effort there from Terry to try and keep that one in. Runs it down from about midfield.
Throw in. Deflected by Blevins. Comes to the feet of Lee. Lee sort of mistouches that one. It's going to go to Pike. And now there's a Lady Bobcat down, and I believe it's Aaliyah Tinker.
Just a bit of a collision there between her and Pike. I think they just kind of got tangled up, but Tinker seems to be all right.
Now Addison Cross making the push. It's going to be a throw-in for the Lady Indians with 11.5 to play. The difference in this ball game, a goal from Zoe Terry has given them a 1-0 lead. And here is Blevins. Nice play up, looking for Billingsley. Cleared away. Will Oliver Springs be able to keep it in? They do. They work it up the side. It's going to go out of bounds. It will be a throw-in for Oneida. Douglas to take it. Nice throw. Gets it in. But there's Kylie Moss. Douglas. Myers. Now back to Moss. Here's the transition game of Oliver Springs. They've been deadly with it. What a defensive effort by Douglas to step up and poke it away.
Although there will be some secondary contact there between Pike and Kinsey Moss, awarding Oliver Springs the free kick. Moss
no, it's going to be a throw-in still. It was a throw-in. It was incidental contact. It goes into Kylie Moss. Cleared away. Now Kinsey Moss with it. Back up. Jones, got to be careful. Free kick. Jones playing with that yellow card. She's got to be very smart right now.
Actually, that was Blevins.
Oh, was it? I apologize.
Still, regardless, late in the game, you want to be careful.
Ball played in. Nice deflection. Douglas trying to play it out. It's going to be played on once again. There's a deep shot. Back of the net. Oliver Springs locks it up with a deep, deep score off the boot
of Kinsey
Moss once again.
And that's a mistake we saw the Lady Indians make in their late loss last time they faced these Lady Bobcats. Just that late concession. You can't give them any space to shoot. They're too talented on the ball. Now we're knotted up here at 1-1.
Tinker with it. Looks up. Looks for Kylie Moss. Kylie Moss has it taken away. Blevins was looking for it. Ball, they say play on. Here's Gallagher looking to play it into space. Chambers has it deflected. Deflected again. There's Douglas with it now. Deflected, now bounced back up. This one's going to get into the box. But right there is Cameron Stiltner. We're under 10 to play, and we're tied up at 1-1.
And both the goals coming off long-range shots from either team.
Here's Douglas. Plays the ball up into some space, trying to find Cross. They're going to play it back into the box. Gallagher, she's going to just boot it out, and all of a sudden Oneida flips the field quickly. Here's Zoe Terry. She's going to make the throw in. She's going to throw it back to Harness. Plenty of time there for Jaden Harness. Backs away. Going to look in. May have played it back a little too much. Nope, there's going to be a foul called, and that's going to be a push against Aubrey Reed. Free kick for the Lady Indians, and I got a feeling it's going to be Larissa Jones coming up to take this one.
And it looks like it will be. Unfortunately, that about as obvious as a push as you can get. So, free kick awarded to the Lady Indians. Jones going to take.
38 yards away from the goal.
If I'm Jones, I say put this one on frame.
Look at how far the line's playing out. They're going to force her to try to play it in. Jones looks back post. This one's going to track back, though, and into the awaiting arms of Jalen Bridges.
Still a good ball from Jones, just a better defensive play from the Oliver Springs Bobcats.
Ball booted away. Look at Zoe Terry trying to fight up to get to that one. Here's Kenzie Moss playing it up into space. This ball's going to track all the way back. But look at the hustle of Larissa Jones. Little contact there on Jones from Kylie Moss. And the quick throw in. Headed on by Terry. Trying to shield it off. They look for Kenzie Moss. Back to Kylie. Now back into Kenzie. Kenzie going to fire off a shot from outside the box. It's going to sail out of bounds. It will be a goal kick. With 7.5 to play, we're tied up at 1-1. Substitution coming into the game. Lainey McCarter is going to re-enter for the Lady Bobcats. Coming off for Oliver Springs will be number 18, Kinley Fox. Goal kick coming for the Lady Indians. It'll be Chambers to take it. She boots it up deep. One hops, gets to Tinker. Now here's Pike. Little contact, but it'll be a throw-in for Oliver Springs. Far side, Kenzie Moss to take it. What a very eventful last 15 minutes in this one between the Lady Indians and the Lady Bobcats. Foul going to be called, and it's going to be a handball, I believe, and that's going to go against Oliver Springs. Free kick for the Lady Indians. Julie Chambers will take it.
I believe that one deflects off the hands of Reed.
Lady Indians got to turn and get ready for this one because here comes Chambers. Puts a deep ball up. That ball, the dew starting to settle in now on the grass. This ball is going to start scooting hard.
Nice catch by Coach David Blevins to move the ball upfield.
No, that was a throw from the other ball's way out there. As it looks like a fan for the Lady Indians, Stiltner, is going to get that one back inside the fence line. Headed on. Ball played in. Here's Cross trying to get to it. It's cleared away. Harness plays a ball up into the box. It's going to bounce down into the box. Lady Indians with it. There's a shot off by Billingsley, but it's going to sail wide, and it'll be a goal kick for Oliver Springs with under 6 to play.
But I do like the confidence from Ava Kate Billingsley to take that shot even in a contested situation.
Remember, in district tournament play, if you're tied up after regulation, it is 2 10-minute overtime periods. If you're tied up after the 2 10-minute overtime periods, we go to PKs. Carly Gallagher to throw it in. Almost an illegal throw there. Kenzie Moss, though, comes down with it. It's played up into space. Douglas is going to clear it away. Comes down to Billingsley. Billingsley heads it on. She's pushed around, taken down. Ball deflected off of Tinker now up to Maria Smith. Smith plays middle. And there's Jones. She's going to boot a deep boot up into the box. Headed on. Brought down to Pike. Tinker. Pike going to come back with it. Maddie Pike plays up. Finds Billingsley. Billingsley with a shot, but it's going to be into the awaiting hands of Jalen Bridges. Just didn't get enough on that one, did Ava Kate Billingsley.
Nearly believed she was offsides, but no flag was raised. So good effort there by Ava Kate Billingsley.
The boot from Bridges is going to go out of bounds. It'll be a throw-in for the Lady Indians. Time's going to stop, and we're going to have a substitution into the game. Zoe Terry going to get a breather as Kendall Duncan's going to come on, and I promise you this is just going to be a breather for Zoe Terry. She has been a catalyst for the offense for Oneida in this one. Clock restarts. As long as the game's tied, any substitution is going to stop the clock. Here's Kenzie Moss, marked up by Duncan. Great defense there by the Lady Indians, and that is Rory Blevins. Ball deflected off of Oliver Springs. It's going to be a throw-in for the Indians. And Kenzie Moss, a little slow to get up after that one. Here's Cross. Fights it off. Throw in for the Indians. 4 minutes to play. Throw in. Going to be Harness. She gets it into Cross. Cross plays it off to Pike. Pike looking for Billingsley. Headed on. Back on again. Here's Duncan. Now, but there's Moss once again back with it. Played up by Douglas. Here is off of Tinker, comes down to Moss. Moss looks outside, finds Maria Smith. She mistouches. Throw in by Harness now on the way. 3:20 to play. Kenzie Moss. Ball played up the sideline. Deflected out by Oliver Springs. Another throw in for Oneida with 3:10 to play. Duncan throws it in. Finds Cross. Cross, they're going to do everything they can to keep her from turning to her right. Duncan, mistouched off by Duncan. Throw in for Oliver Springs. They're going to try to work it now down the sideline. It's Kenzie Moss looking for Kylie Moss. Headed on. Throw in's going to go to the Indians. Harness goes into Duncan. Duncan plays it back to Blevins. Blevins plays it to Harness. Harness plays up looking for Cross. Brings it to her feet. Goes to the left. Goes past one, goes past two. Now here's Kylie Moss though with it. And now she's in transition. She plays the ball into some space. Here's the run. There's Larissa Jones. Plays it to the outside. Is able to keep it in. She's going to go down the sideline with it. Kenzie Moss with the left foot brings it back up. Now here is Cameron Lee with it. She's going to play it into space into the middle though. There's Tinker. Blevins sees it go to the feet of Kylie Moss. Now running to the outside. Can Douglas keep it in? She does, but now it goes out of bounds, and we're 2 minutes away from the end of regulation. Throw in headed on by Douglas. Oliver Springs boots this one up. Going to take a high bounce, but there's Cameron Stiltner waiting for it.
A nice secure there by Stiltner. Good come off her line to grab that one. Important that that one doesn't slip over.
We're going to try to get an update for you on the other semifinal going on tonight between Eagleton and Greenback as soon as we can. Harness looks up into space. Here's Cross looking for Duncan. Tinker plays it up into space. Booted away by Chambers. Chambers puts this one well up. Hands go up. They're going to say no handball there, though. Ball played into space. Here's Blevins. Blevins plays off a heck of a shot from way deep, but there is
Jalen
Bridges. And now we have 1 minute to play. Ball booted away. Brought down, and here comes Moss. Kenzie Moss playing into space. Marked by Julie Chambers. Taken away. Chambers. Little shove right there. Nope. Kenzie Moss plays it into the middle. Oneida sit there and lets it go through. And there's Stiltner. She's going to come up with it. Dangerous play in the back right there by the Lady Indians.
And that's kind of what we saw on the Lady Indians late decider there.
20 seconds to go. Gallagher will throw it in. She looks for Kylie Moss quickly. Now they work it into the middle of the field. Deflected. And now Stiltner comes out and grabs it. And that's going to end regulation. We head to overtime once again here between the Lady Bobcats and the Lady Indians in District 2A tournament play. Back here momentarily with overtime here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
Scenic Foods is about freshness, with meat cut in-store daily and special cut upon request. A deli that offers fresh meats and cheeses sliced to your choosing. A produce department offering fresh fruits and vegetables, and of course a full line of competitively priced groceries to meet your weekly shopping needs. Scenic Foods is about value and convenience. Don't have time to cook supper? Try our cheese sticks, pizza, and wings, as well as our fresh-made desserts and side dishes. Need to fill an empty pantry? We have all you need at Scenic Foods, located at 7352 Baker Highway in Huntsville.
Home-style cooking with friendly service in a relaxed atmosphere. That's Razax. Razax offers breakfast served daily, just like Grandma fixed it, and daily specials like country fried steak, turkey and dressing, and of course, a fish fry every Friday. Razax has a full menu, ranging from quick and easy favorites like hamburgers and club sandwiches, to comfort foods like pinto beans. And you'll love something off the grill, like grade A cut sirloin, ribeye, or shrimp kebabs. Razax. Country cooking and great steaks.
Danny's Drugs has been dedicated to providing patients with quality healthcare services since 1966. From our beginnings as a fountain drugstore to our current location on the 4th Lane in Oneida, one thing has remained the same: exceptional service. Our staff of highly motivated and carefully trained professionals understand your needs and respond to them in a personal and friendly manner. Our staff works together as a team to provide the finest patient care available. That's Danny's Drugs, putting patients first since 1966.
Tied 1-1.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Oneida Indians Network. Just got word from our friend over at Eagleton, Athletic Director Scott West, that Eagleton is currently down 2-1 to Greenback with 10 minutes remaining in that contest. We prepare to head to overtime here at Oliver Springs High School. There will be 2 10-minute overtime periods regardless of goal scoring. Bo joins us once again.
Wow. We said that this could get turned on a dime very quickly. Greenback leading Eagleton with 10 minutes to play in the other semifinal, 2-1. So once again, we said it at the beginning of the game. This tournament could be turned on its head very, very quickly this year, and we're seeing that right now. The 4 seed leading the 1 seed by a score of 2-1 with 10 minutes to play. The 2 and 3 seeds, we're going to head to overtime here momentarily with about 2 minutes still here before overtime. We're going to take a 1-minute break. Come back, we'll have overtime action here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
One thing I love about UCB is that they don't automatically default to no. I think a lot of people think that they shouldn't even come in and talk to us if they're not in the best financial situation that they've ever been in. And that's just simply not the case. I had a customer just yesterday who came in needing home repairs, thought, this is probably going to be a no because I don't have the best score right now, but we were able to consider every factor and get some additional documentation, and we were able to get the loan approved.
If you're a DIYer, Lumber King is your supplier. Equipment and tools, we got it. Paint and cleaning supplies, we got it. Rugged apparel and lawn care, we got that too. Visit us at 20359 Alberta Street in Oneida, Tennessee to make all your DIY dreams come true.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. We are set here for the first 10-minute overtime period in this one. Lady Indians and Lady Bobcats knotted up at 1-1 all. The way this overtime period works is the 2 overtime halves will be played regardless of scoring.
Yes.
This does not end on a golden goal. If the overtime periods were to finish draw once again, we will head to penalty kicks. We saw that last year, hoping for an interesting overtime period, Bo.
And that's exactly, if I'm not mistaken, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but if I'm not mistaken, this was the score heading into overtime last year, 1-1. Oliver Springs, did they score first overtime or second?
They scored in the first because
we scored with
about 3 minutes left in the final.
Second. Yes, and then we ended up going to PKs. Oneida will have possession in the first overtime to start. They'll move left to right on your screen. First overtime, getting ready to get started up. Clock starts, and here comes the Lady Indians. Not a great start to it either, as this one's mistouched by Blevins, misses Terry, and it'll be a throw-in, for the Lady Bobcats. Remember, this is not golden goal in the postseason. They will play both overtime periods. Throw in for Oliver Springs. Down the sideline, it goes off of Terry. They're looking hard for Kenzie Moss, looking for Kylie Moss. I'm telling you, when you get Oliver Springs and Oneida together, you're going to get fireworks, and you've had it last postseason. You had it earlier on this season. Here's Kylie Moss. Plays one into the box, and there's open space. But there's Julie Chambers, comes over for the Lady Indians. Goes all the way up the field, plays it into some space, looking for Ava Kate Billingsley. Now it's cleared away. Douglas gets her foot on it, slows it down. Now they'll play a deep ball back up again. Deflected by Tinker. Comes to the feet of Kenzie Moss. Goes to Kylie. Great defense by Addison Douglas. Douglas looking up the sideline. Going to get past one defender, not going to get past the second. They deflect it, but it's deflected by Douglas. Goes to Moss. Push in the back by Raylyn Blevins is going to force a free kick for Oliver Springs. And this one's going to come from about 37 yards out, and it's going to be Kylie Moss to take it. No, excuse me, I apologize. That is Kenzie Moss to take it. It's a low bullet. Deflected. Jones dribbles around. Deflected out by Lee. Still looking to get it out. Gallagher cleared away by Douglas. Here comes Zoe Terry trying to get to it quickly. She fights off and gets it past Kenzie Moss. Here's Zoe Terry playing a ball into space. Ava Kate Billingsley with the ball in the box, but it's taken away. She fights back to try to get possession. She gets it, and then it's poked away by Oliver Springs once again. What a transition ball there by Oneida, but great defense by Oliver Springs to turn them away.
And that all started with an incredible clearance from Cam Lee, clearing that one out of danger and presents the ball to Zoe Terry in a quick transition.
Another throw in for Oneida, deep in their attacking third. 7:15 to play here in the first overtime. Plays it back to Douglas. Douglas, possession, goes off, and now here comes Kylie Moss. Chambers trying to run her down. Now Jones going to run her down. Into the box. Jones runs her down, pokes it away.
Good defense by Larissa Jones. She's been a stalwart there for the Lady Indians all 4 years of her playing career.
Moved up a little bit this year into a center mid position, center defensive mid. Right now playing on that back line to try to, once again, curve off a little bit of this onslaught that you're going to get here from Kenzie and Kylie Moss.
The two sisters both very close on the sideline there. Kenzie the one to throw it in, looking for Kylie.
And they do. They get it there. Deflected away. Is it going to be a corner? It is going to be a corner.
Believe that one off the foot of Maddie Pike.
Is this the first corner? No, second corner. This is just the second corner kick of the game for Oliver Springs.
I believe their first one came very
early, right down here on the near sideline.
In the first half. So
maybe the third, because I think the first one was deflected out. But yes, it's the first one for him since early in the first half. The corner. Headed on. It's in the back of the net.
Off the head of Kylie Moss.
What a goal from Oliver Springs as they take the 2-1 lead here in the first overtime.
And that right there is why those two Moss sisters are leading this Oliver Springs team in goals. Believe that maybe.
That's now, I believe you said 36. They had 29 of the goals. That's 31 of the 38 goals now for Oliver Springs. Here's Blevins with it. Oneida going to have to try to make something happen now. They've got 15 and a half minutes to make it happen. Kenzie Moss steals it away. She's going to play into some space. Nice tackle there by Blevins. They look up, looking for Billingsley. Ball played on. And now Billingsley going to be taken down. No, they're going to say a foul on Billingsley, and it will be a free kick for Oliver Springs. Taking the free kick will be Kenzie Moss.
Moss fires this one away. That one sent up now by Cam Lee. Deflects off the head of Tinker.
Here's Cross trying to get possession. She brings it down, trying to fight off Gallagher and Tinker. Tinker with it now. She's going to play the middle of the field. Looking for, that is Kylie Moss. Kylie Moss now looks up. Kenzie Moss back to Kylie. And now she's going to play to the right side. Looking to the middle. Kylie Moss finds Kenzie Moss. Moss fires off the shot. It's deflected by Larissa Jones.
Believe that's going to deflect out of play for a throw-in for Oliver Springs.
That's correct. And it is final in Eagleton. Greenback has upset the Lady Royals 2-1. So whoever wins this game right here will host the district championship on Thursday. Here's the throw-in. Goes out of bounds. And it'll be another corner. We're a little bit behind on the clock now. Apologize. 3:30 to play here in the first overtime.
Looks like another either throw or corner. I believe it's a corner.
It is a corner. They scored on the last one. Ball played in right to the middle of the box. Stiltner gets her hands on it, and now is going to come up with it.
She did not want to let them have another opportunity on that one, Bo.
Ball booted away, headed on by Tinker. Headed on by Moss. Comes down, it'll be a throw-in for Oneida. 3 minutes to play in the first half. Here's Blevins. Midfield. Blevins sees this one get a little too far away from her. Zoe Terry tracking back. She'll make the throw-in. It's going to be a throw-in for Oneida. Harness will take it. Looking up to Cross. Has it stepped in front by Gallagher.
Blevins takes the throw. Off to Terry. Trickles all the way back to Cam Lee. Sent back up to Terry. This one deflects off her feet. She's trying to send it up to Cross. Looking for some space. Gets past Gallagher. Now the Tinker.
Moss clears it. Coming up is Chambers. She's going to get it right at midfield. She's looking to play a deep ball. She does. This ball gets through. Cleared out. Throw in for the Indians.
Here's Cross trying to find some space, looking out wide. Maybe believe she was looking for Pike there.
A minute and a half to play in the first overtime. Throw in. Comes up, cleared away. Chambers with it. 38 yards out. Plays one up into the box. Slides through, gets into the awaiting arms of Jalen Bridges.
A minute to play here in the first overtime period.
One hops, goes back to Douglas. Douglas in a battle for possession with Moss. Tinker now clears up. Looks for Kylie Moss. Now played into space. It's going to go all the way back to Cam Stiltner.
40 seconds remaining here in the first overtime period. Stiltner sends this one off, looking for Terry, but it's going to find Tinker instead.
Cam Lee, she's got to do something with it quickly. She clears it up. Headed on by Tinker. And played out of bounds. 22 seconds to play in the first overtime period. Oneida trying to make a run. Ball plays back. Cleared away. Can Terry get to it? Blevins pokes it through. It gets through, but deflected away. 8 seconds. Oneida's got to fire off a shot. Here's Terry. 4 seconds. 3. She fires one off. It's going to go wide, and we're going to head to the second overtime. Overtime period number 2 coming up. We'll take a 1-minute break. Be back here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.
When you need physical therapy, don't just think of sports injuries and post-operative care. At South Fork Physical Therapy, we treat patients in all stages of life and with a wide variety of symptoms, from vertigo and headaches to hip pain and plantar fasciitis. The next time you need physical therapy, think South Fork Physical Therapy. From head to toe, we are here to help you.
The superior technology of fiber optics carries a communication signal that is more robust and reliable than older technologies. Connecting homes and businesses directly to fiber optic networks enables enormous improvements in what bandwidth devices are capable of delivering. Experience Highland Communications' world-class broadband, delivered over Highland Telephone Cooperative's fiber optic network to make your online experience extraordinary. Highland Telephone and Highland Communications. World-class connections with a local, hometown touch.
A local bank puts its customers first.
A local bank is committed to giving back and being a community partner.
A local bank is with you every step of the way and celebrates your success.
A local bank is a familiar face that treats you like family.
A local bank is big enough to serve you and small enough to know you by name.
For 120 years, First National Bank has been Scott County's local bank. First National Bank, your family, your future, your bank.
Overtime number 2 on the way here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network. Oliver Springs leading the Lady Indians 2-1, 10 minutes on the clock. Lady Indians in this same position last year. Oneida will move right to left on your screen. Oliver Springs will begin the second half of play with possession. Kylie Moss will take the opening kick. Clock runs, and here we go. Kinsey to Kylie. Here's Cross making a play through. She looks to go through quickly. Here is Ava Kate Billingsley trying to fight off Oliver Springs. They'll boot it away. It'll be a throw in for the Lady Indians. Ball touched off. Now it's back to the feet of Tinker. Tinker tries to clear it away. That time now going to be cleared completely out by Kylie Moss. Throw in for Oneida once again. Douglas is going to take this throw. Big throw coming here. No, just a little small throw into Pike. Douglas tries to play into the middle. Deflected off the face of Kylie Moss. No, they're going to say it's a handball off of Kylie Moss. And it's going to be a free kick.
At about the 30-yard line.
Dropping back now into the defense is Maddie Pike. Larissa Jones is going to come up to take it. One, two, three, four, 8 defenders back for Oliver Springs. Only 3 Lady Indians up at the top.
So that one sails just wide off the boot of Larissa Jones.
Oneida now has to put a little bit of extra oomph into this right now with 8 minutes and change to play. They got to try to find the equalizer. Ball cleared away. Comes to the feet of Cross on the goal kick. Cross plays it in. Beats one defender. Plays it into the middle. There's ABK. Billingsley looked for a one-timer. This one's going to be cleared away, though.
Nice defense by the Oliver Springs back line.
Great look, though, by Addison Cross. Unfortunately, ABK just coming up a little too high on that kick. Here's Douglas. Douglas plays it into the middle. Looking for Cross. Deflected out by Moss. Here's Zoe Terry trying to fight it off. Back. And now this ball dangerously played back. And now cleared back up. Here's Harness playing it up. Here's Zoe Terry. Zoe Terry tries that long, deep shot again. Now to the feet of Cross. Cross, no one there. Cleared away by Kenzie Moss. And right now, Oliver Springs has 9 ladies playing back behind the 30-yard line, just trying to play this ball or trying to pack it in. Douglas puts one off. It's deflected in. Blevins, this one goes to Douglas. Moss takes a hard shot to the back. Jones has this one, or boots it up. It's cleared through. Now here comes Cam Lee. Cam Lee plays it up. Played back once again. Now here's Harness. Harness plays the ball up into the middle. Deflected away. It's going to go off of Oliver Springs, and it will be a corner kick for the Lady Indians. 6 minutes and 50 seconds to play. Raylyn Blevins is going to come up to take it.
Jones lurking there at the top of the box. She's going to crash in.
Ball never made it into play. It'll be a goal kick. Oliver Springs is going to take a little time here. Can't say that I blame them. Kenzie Moss will take it. Moss gets all the way up. Goes back to Pike. Pike plays one into space. Tinker there. It's cleared away. Here comes Oneida trying to possess and get it back up. Tinker will try to clear it away. Zoe Terry, far side. It'll be a throw in for Oneida. Deep throw down the sideline. Here is Addison Cross with it. She plays to the middle, finds Jones. Here's Jones with it. Fires off a shot. Gets past one. Can she get to it? No. As Jalen Bridges comes out to secure it. 5.5 to play.
Just a great move there by Tinker to shield off Larissa Jones to give her keeper time to secure that one. Jones in the backfield sounds like a big problem to me.
Here's Zoe Terry. Plays a nice ball up. That space. Making the run is Cross, but Bridges right there once again. My goodness, what? Right now, Oneida trying to make that push, but they've got 5 minutes to do it. Booted away. Comes down. Harness. Runs into 3 Lady Bobcats. Still finds a way to get it away. Cam Lee puts it upfield. Tinker stops it momentarily. Harness back up, headed off by Moss. Need by Moss, headed on. Goes off the head of Tinker. Now here's Addison Cross with it once again. Far side. trying to make the push. Now getting a little handsy over on the sidelines. Cross makes a move inside. Ball cleared away. Blevins plays one into the box. It's headed away. Jones runs it down. Near side. Gets around one. Looking to play it in. She plays it off the left foot. Deflected off of Oliver Springs. And you have another corner kick coming. Oh, and now Larissa Jones is going to take this one with 4 minutes to play. Jones sets it.
Just about 9 Lady Bobcats in the box.
Ball headed off. It's going to be another corner. That was a bullet in off the boot of Jones as well. She's going to try to play another one right here.
Maybe hoping for a deflection off an Oliver Springs Bobcat.
Another bullet in. Another clear out. Another corner kick. Take 3. Three and a half to play. Jones, this one's a low bullet. It's sitting right in front of the box. Shot off by Billingsley. Has it cleared away. Maddie Pike plays another one back up into the box. This one dribbles through. It's going to go out of bounds over the touchline. It'll be a goal kick for Oliver Springs. Clock stops on the substitution. 3:13 to play. Here comes number 13, Lainey McCarter, and number 3, Mackenzie Myers. Coming off is Rihanna Craze and Kinley Fox. Clock starts, and we have 3:11 to play.
That one deflecting off the foot of Tinker.
Tinker gets it played through, and all of a sudden here's Pike with it. Pike playing out to the outside. Going to have to try to make the turn, but the left foot just not strong enough to keep it in bounds. The throw in for Oliver Springs. And they're going to take their time to get to it. It's going to be Kenzie Moss to take the throw. Once again, now it's, if you're Oliver Springs, it's about eating away some clock. If you're Oneida, you really got to push this one into a new gear. Deflected, throw in, Oliver Springs. Throw in. Headed on by Douglas. It goes back to Chambers. She has to boot it away. Another throw in.
And if you're Oliver Springs, this is the situation you love to be in because each one of these throw-ins just eats off a little bit more of that clock and brings you closer to a victory.
Another throw in now to Oliver Springs.
Just under 2 minutes to go here in the final overtime period.
Stiltner up with it. She's going to have to throw or roll it out, and she rolls it out quickly. Here's Zoe Terry on the move, right around midfield. But that one getting a little too far away. It's going to be booted out of bounds by Kenzie Moss, and it'll be a throw-in for Oneida.
As that one slips past Terry, Harness trying to get that one to her, but it's going to roll out for an Oliver Springs throw, and they're going to continue to roll that clock.
Ball's played in. Tinker with it. Addison Cross deflects it. Booted away. 1 minute to play. Can the Lady Indians find the back of the net? Oliver Springs with it. And here comes the Bobcats playing it up the sideline. Out of bounds. Throw in Oliver Springs. And right now they are in cruise control. It's going to take a miraculous effort now as 38 seconds are left. And Oliver Springs, tick, 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 goes the clock. They throw it in, back up. And they have possession, pushing it up. Ball going to the middle of the field. It's got to be cleared away, and it's got to move up quickly if you're the Lady Indians. Tinker, no, ball gets past her. Here's Ava Kate Billingsley looking for cross. 15 seconds. Jones has it. Can she run it down? No, it's going to go out of bounds, and that is going to do it. Oliver Springs has gotten the victory over the Lady Indians tonight in double overtime by a final score of 2-1. What a game by both teams. Zoe Terry, your goal scorer for Oneida, as she was able to give them a 1-0 lead there in the second half. But once again, it was the Moss twins that proved to be the difference in this one, as they were able to plug one in to tie it up in the second half, about 3 minutes after Zoe's goal, and then another goal by the Mosses in the first overtime gives Oliver Springs the 2-1 win. They move on to the championship matchup Thursday. They will be hosting the Cherokees of Greenback after a huge upset tonight over Eagleton 2-1. Lucas, I don't know much more you can say about this game except what a battle between these two teams.
What a explosive offensive effort from Oliver Springs. Just like we talked about, the 2 goals from the Moss twins. Just phenomenal offensive players. You know, Zoe Terry gave that little bit of life for the Indians, but they just couldn't capitalize on some of the chances they were presented. And unfortunately, it brings their undoing in this 2-1 loss.
You saw the back end of that highlight of that goal there by Zoe Terry. But once again, a 2-1 win for Oliver Springs in this one, as Coach David Blevins over there talking to his ladies. Their season ends tonight here in Oliver Springs. The Lady Indians finished the season with an overall record of 5-8-2. Oliver Springs improves to 7-7, and they'll play for that district tournament championship on Thursday against Greenback. Oliver Springs earlier this season, their game against Greenback was a 7-3 victory right here at JT Britton Field. So that'll wrap it up here for the Lady Indian soccer season. As once again, thank you to everyone that has been involved with Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network broadcast here of Oneida Lady Indians Soccer. Clayton Posey, our tech director, of course, always getting things done here for us at the Oneida Indians Network. Johnny Markham upstairs on the camera tonight. Lucas Laxton, of course, color commentary, did some play-by-play for me earlier this year as well. We thank you for that. And, of course, back at home base at the IH Sports Network, Greg Bond, thank you very much for everything that you do for us. And then once again, another special thanks tonight to our game sponsor, First National Bank. Once again, without them, you would not have been able to see this live this evening here on the Oneida Indians Network. Once again, Lady Indians fall tonight in the District 2A tournament semifinals to the Bobcats of Oliver Springs by a final score of 2-1. This is Bo Kidd signing off. We'll see you during basketball season. It's right around the corner, guys. Also, don't forget, Friday night, Oneida Indians football back in action. They'll be down at Sweetwater. We'll have that one for you live here on the IH Sports Network. 7 o'clock kickoff. Remember that, 30 minutes earlier than normal. Bo Kidd signing off. You've been watching Oneida High School Lady Indian Soccer right here on the Oneida Indians Network and the IH Sports Network.